Hello, my Dargons. It is I, the one and only DragonTamerRuiz, back from the dead as it were, back with another Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth analysis video of sorts. Today we'll be going over the Incident Shu Tsukiyama and Uta, followed by the premium Hinami and the special non-killing Owl. We'll be going over their base stats at level 80 before and after factors like weapon upgrades and mastery, followed by their abilities and ending with taking a look at their skills at level 1 and level 5, and includes the damage calculations, if the deal damage that is. Now without further ado, let's get started. Shu starts off with 8,460 HP, 680 attack, increased that by 200 from his first ability, making it a whopping 880. His defense start off at 380, going up by 200 thanks to his second ability, making it a total of 580. And his measly 2 AP, and it doesn't get much better from there, as it only goes up by 4 thanks to his weapon upgrades, making it a total of 6 AP. His durability starts at 5, goes up by a tremendous 7 from weapon upgrades, and goes up by another 3 from his third ability, making it a total of 15, which is pretty good. Glazing over his abilities, his first ability increases max attack by plus 200, second ability increases max defense by plus 200, third ability increases max durability by plus 3, and his final ability, gained through weapon upgrades, offers a 50% chance to prevent bleeding. Can come in handy, but kind of highly situational. Last but not least, his mastery, gained from getting him to 100%, increases your defense by 1.3 times for 1 turn after inflicting break on a target. I mean, sure, I guess, but there are probably more units into the future that would like to break the enemy more. You know what units I'm talking about. Now this is where you're going to see his free-to-play cause a bit more of a problem if the 6 AP wasn't enough to disappoint you. Well, 1.25 times your attack for 2 turns, deals attack times 1.0 to one enemy 3 times. Going into his calculations, we multiply the 880 by 1.25 thanks to the attack buff, but it's not doing him any favors as his attack goes up by into 1,100, which will stay that way because we multiply that by 1, but then we multiply it by 3 from him attacking 3 times, making it a total of 3,300. The skill at level 5 gets a bit better, but not by much. 1.5 times your attack for 3 turns, deals attack times 1.0 damage to one enemy 5 times. So we change the 1.25 multiplier to 1.5 and increase his head count to 5, making a total of 6,600, which, compared to some other free-to-play units, isn't that much damage. Now, while I have been talking bad about the Shu, he does have one thing right now, and that is his high durability. I don't think I would necessarily use him to deal damage, as most other free-to-play units either deal more damage than him without buffing themselves, or they do about the same damage, however they have a chance to inflict status effects to the opponents, some things like bleeding and paralysis, which could be seen a bit more useful. If I were to use them, I would probably keep him in the back if we had a unit that doesn't have the best durability out there, and probably switch him out if I didn't kill a boss, for example, Outbreak Rize, after breaking them, as for example, in the Outbreak boss Rize fight, after you broke her and if you didn't kill her, she would give herself a buff, basically every time she attacked you once, it would just automatically destroy her durability, which, I mean, the Shu would probably have a good time tanking that out. Next up is Uta, and he has 8,500 AP, followed by 490 attack, increased by plus 300 from his first ability, giving him a total of 790 attack. His defense starts at 250 and only gets increased by plus 100 thanks to his second ability, ending him with 350 defense. Kinda meh. His AP starts off at 3 and goes up by 6 from his weapon upgrades, and goes by additional 2 from his mastery, making it a total of 11 AP. And his durability starts at 3, goes up by 5 from weapon upgrades, and another 3 from his third ability, making his durability 11 as well. Passing through his abilities, his first increases max attack by plus 300, second increases max defense by plus 100, third increases max durability by plus 3, and his fourth ability increases critical hit rate by 50%. Not sure how good that will be in the long run, however I guess it never hurts. Ended off with his mastery, increases max AP by plus 2. Nothing special, but it helps him out nonetheless. Now his skill at level 1 does not do him many favors, so we'll try to move right along with it. Deals attack times 0.8 damage to one enemy 5 times. So we multiply the 790 attack by 1.8 and then multiply that by 5 from his hit count, making it a total of 3,160. He's not meant to do damage, so we'll get him to his skill level 5 and get him his additional effect. His skill at level 5 doesn't change his damage output by much, but the additional effect can be useful in some situations. Deals attack times 0.8 damage to one enemy 6 times. Very good chance to inflict bleeding for 3 turns. Now, to put this into perspective, as far as I know, the only way his chance of bleeding could get any better is if it was guaranteed. So this is the highest percentage we can get before, well, 100%. But just to show you the damage, we'll change his hit count by, well, we'll increase his hit count by 1, making the outcome damage total of 3,792. Now, this agent from my perspective is not meant to do damage, but more rather be a unit who might get a good hit in, and hopefully cause the target to bleed, which would also increase no damage over time, which could be helpful. Again, very situational. Me personally, I don't think I would have him out in front unless I was planning to, well, inflict bleed on the target. For free-to-play unit overall, I think it's pretty alright. Pretty alright compared to the other free-to-play units. Now, shifting from free-to-play to units gained by spending their precious Kaku. First, we start off with Hinami. Her HP starts at 6,460. Attack starts off at 320 and goes up by additional 200 from her first ability, making it 520. While that attack stat is low, she's not necessarily meant to do damage in the first place, so I don't really mind. Her defense starts at 345 and increases by plus 300 from her second ability, making it a decent 645. The AP starts at 3 and is increased by additional 6 from weapon upgrades, making it a total of 9, and finally her durability starts at 3, it goes up by 5 from weapon upgrades and an additional 3 from her third ability, making it her durability a total of 11. Now, her abilities are as follows. First ability increases max attack by plus 200, second increases max defense by plus 300, third increases max durability by plus 3, and her fourth ability increases healing of all allies by 10%, which is pretty good for her skill. Her mastery, though, isn't something I would necessarily chase for, but, well, it is increase her defense by 1.4 times for 1 turn, after inflicting break on a target. Again, as I've said with the Shu, there are probably units in the future that would rather break the enemy in order to get an attack increase rather than your healer getting, well, a defense increase. Now, let's jump into her skills. Or skill. Her skill at level 1 increases your block rate by 10% for 2 turns, and restores your HP of front row allies by 12%. The block, I will note, is only given to herself, which isn't necessarily bad, but with the healing, it's not necessarily worth it. That's why I've also stated that with her fourth ability, it kind of helps her out a lot from a lackluster healing percentage. Now, it does get a bit better at level 5, increases your block rate by 30% for 3 turns, and restores the HP of front row allies by 20%. The block rate goes up by an additional 20%, which helps you survive longer to heal allies, but even then, there are other units that can heal that I would rather use. Now, this Hinami isn't bad by any means. She has a percentage chance to block enemies' attacks, which can make it last longer. However, to me personally, her healing output either gets outclassed by some units, or the additional effects they give to the party are more worth it than making it easier for a single unit to survive. I personally, I would not chase her. If you get her from, an unfeatured summon, great, try her out, see if you like her, but I don't know, she's just not doing it for me. The non-killing owl. I guess I should start with the stats. He has a monstrous 12,000 HP naturally. His attack at first seems low, starting at 680, however it goes up by an additional 400 from his first ability, making it hit a total of 1,080, which is nothing to turn your eyes away from. His measly 250 defense goes up to an alright 450 thanks to his second ability, and his 5 AP goes up by 7 from weapon upgrades, which helps out his skill a lot by making it a total of 12. Finally, his pathetic 1 durability goes up by 4 from his weapon upgrade, an additional 2 from his third ability, making it a passable 7 durability. going over his abilities, which help him out a lot. Trust me, if you want the unit to be good, you need to invest it, but I personally think it's worth it. First, increases max attack by plus 400. Second, increases max defense by plus 200. Third, increases max AP by plus 2. And his fourth ability reduces income and skill damage by 30%, which can help him out in surviving boss skills. So, you know, pretty good for a fourth skill. And his mastery ability, which helps his damage output tremendously, increases damage versus bleeding characters by 2.0 times. Now, there's a lot to go over about his skills, so let's just try to get into it. Now, this could just be me, but a lot of people I've been seeing in the community have been saying he's the best unit out there, to the point that he's one of the worst. However, to me, personally, I think we might just be looking at one of his multipliers and, well, making assumptions. His skill is as follows. Very good chance to inflict paralysis and bleed on front row enemies for 3 turns. Deals attack plus. That plus is very important. Attack times 0.3 in parentheses times remaining AP damage to one enemy for a time. Uses all AP, which, alright, that's fine. Now, before we get into his calculations, one thing you will need to remember, if you've not been taught it already, is the order of operations. It is very, very, very important when calculating his damage, and if you do not know them, do a quick Google search, because trust me, this is probably going to be the most complicated equation I've done so far in the analysis video. It's not necessarily complicated, but there's a lot that we need to calculate. First, we start off with the attack times 0.3, because it's in parentheses, making it a total of 324. From there, we multiply the 324 by 12 AP, as we like to show best case scenario when it comes to damage. However, I do have outcomes if you only have 1 AP left, or none left with the ending of this equation. The outcome is 3,888. When we add the 1,080, making it a total of 4,968. We are not done yet, as we need to multiply that by 4 from this head count, making it a total of 19,872 damage before any outside attack buffs are given. Of course, it can be as low as 4,320 if you pop it off at 0. Oh boy, it fluctuates quite a bit. However, the bleed paralysis to me are quite useful, as a chance to inflict it to all enemies, even though his damage only happens to 1 unit. Now, let's get into his skill at level 5, because it's, oh boy. His skill at level 5 is as follows. Inflicts paralysis and bleed on front row enemies for 4 turns. So this means if it doesn't have a natural resistance to it, they're going to be leaking, and their AP is going to be halved. That's kind of frightening. Deals attack plus attack times 0.3 times remaining AP to one enemy 6 times. Uses all AP. So his high chance is now guaranteed, and it is important to note that it procs off first before he damages his opponent, since we can now include his mastery skill, which doubles his damage done. He can be quite disgusting. So we change his 4 hit count to 6, making the outcome total 29,808, and then we double that, making it a whopping 56,616 when you use his skill at 12 AP. Even when he uses his skill at 0 AP, it still does a decent 12,690, and then you also have to keep account, he's causing all the enemies on the field to be bleeding and paralyzed for 4 turns. So meaning they're going to get damaged even more thanks to his bleed, and even then the paralysis can greatly help out your team. Now, the non-killing owl can be used in one of 2 ways, or both depending on the situation. But he could be a unit that you use to finish off a target with 1 big last hit, or as a unit to help his team do damage over time thanks to his bleed effect, or lower down the enemy's combo count, making it harder for them to break your enemies thanks to his paralysis. However, I will note this for people thinking that he can outdamage Festival Arima overall. In my opinion, I do not think he can. At least, not easily. The thing is with Arima is that after he uses his skill, he still has remaining AP to help him use it again on the same turn. But, you know, passing through that, one thing I can't see is a problem with the non-killing elbows is that it does take a bit more of a setup for him to launch his skill at 12 AP. My suggestions, just, you know, my personal suggestions as I've been using the unit myself for this would be either at the start of the final round, use it as his AP would be automatically, you know, at 12 because, again, start of the round, and then you can use other allies around your other allies to break the enemy, cause his AP count to reset for him to do additional damage, or to use his skill right after your ally breaks a unit, so that way his AP count, you know, again is reset as it deals damage, and he'll do even more damage because then the target will be broken. Like, oof. But another thing to note, as much as it kinda scares me to say this, the 59,616 damage can technically go up higher from outside buffs from units like Light Heisei, who can raise his attack by 1.75, since this unit doesn't give himself an attack buff, meaning he technically won't have his attack buff replaced at all. Oh, I'm gonna leave this calculation for you guys. You guys can have fun with that. You know, tell me the number in the comment section below. I'll probably already know, but you know, for those who may be lazy to do the math. Now, this section of the video will not be done in every analysis video, except if I go over either festival units that recently just came out, or special units like the non-killing owl, which special unit is what Global is calling the exclusive units that people call and reinvoke. Meaning there is a good chance, if not guaranteed, that this unit will not be added to the unfeatured pool after this banner goes away, meaning that the second this banner disappears, he is gone for good. Now that I got that out of the way, will I be summoning? Well, yeah, I've already announced that, as well as like 3 other banners I'm planning to try to summon on in my latest update video. Link will be in the description below, but here's why. This is for personal reasons, as I am someone who's an advocator. Is that the right word? Whatever, but I'm an advocator and a preacher that usually use units that you like for personal reasons, or maybe they, you know, have the best stats in the game. You know, you should use units that you like using, and this is a unit that I can see myself, well, you know, to use, and I have been using him, obviously, and I love him. Like, I think he is great. Now, for those who might be on the fence, and for those who maybe are finding a reason to not summon for him, which I can understand why, I'll ask you these questions. Have you gotten Festival Arima? Are you saving up for a unit like Fest Amon, or Kakuja Kaneki, or, you know, Black Reaper? If you're doing that, you probably shouldn't summon. However, for those who still, you know, wish to summon, which I don't blame you, I would suggest that you probably stop the second you get 1 copy, especially if you are free to play. Probably an exception to this is if you're maybe a step away. Like, if you get him during the 6th step, you should probably, of course, do the 7th step and, you know, get, you know, just a dupe of him, because, you know, he's guaranteed then. But other than that, just, like, stop. Like, it would say, 5th step, stop. It doesn't matter, just stop, alright? That's 100 Kakuja that you can save up for another unit. After you get that copy, I would probably suggest that you probably increase his mastery over time using stimulants at some point. I'm not saying, you know, do it right away. If you have Arima, go ahead. I'm personally am going to be using my stimulants on him, personally, because Arima himself already has a decent damage output without, you know, increasing his skill. And the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I'm not saying 100% go for this unit, is partly because I understand this unit came out while a lot of people are probably recovering from the Festival Arima banner. And they probably got, you know, like, Festival Strength Kaneki like 10 times, but that's just my 2 cents on the situation. If you want to summon, don't let me stop you. You know, again, summon for who you want to summon for. I'm just putting my 2 cents in, so if you're on the fence and wondering what my personal opinions are on the situation, there you go. Now, this is usually the part where I say, if you want to watch my summons, check the link down in the description below. However, my summons were quite lackluster. I mean, I got the unit, so I just thought, since it's pretty short, I'll just tack on to this end of the video. So, you know, stay if you want to. If you don't, leave a like if this was helpful for you. I feel like I was a bit all over the place during this one, but hey, practice makes perfect, right? Enjoy! Hello, my Dargons. It is I, the one and only DragonTamerRuiz, back with a summoning video of sorts, as well as Back from the Dead, blah 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 blah. Today we are summoning for the non-killing hour, which I have said about it. You can hear my opinions about the unit down in the description below. I'll leave the analysis video. But let's hop in. I'm not sure how much I'm going to spend yet. At the very least, I'm going to go to the 4th step. If I don't get him then, I'm probably going to go to the 7th step. I don't think I should, considering how much, you know, free-to-play Kaku I got left, but... I think that was blue. Was that blue? That was blue. We got nothing from this. But, freaking... I don't know. I just really like this unit. I don't know why. He looks really, really fun. Alright. Come on. Let's go. Let's just... Boom. There. We're done. Let's move on. Now, I'll probably have a bit of trouble trying to like say this in my analysis video as well, so I'll probably say it again for those who are just here to summon, probably figuring out like, should I summon? I would say if you have Arima or you're saving up for Festival Amon, I would probably say don't go for this banner. I think the two duds that I just had just approved it. Probably just because Kaku is more worth spent especially free-to-play Kaku, is more worth spent freaking, a 4-star, a SR that I don't have. Oh god. I still have freaking heroes in the brain right now. But Kaku, especially free-to-play Kaku, is more spent on festival banners, because for the most part you get a bigger bang for your buck, seeing as how it's guaranteed SSRs for like 3 out of the 7 steps, while this is only 2. And the only 2 that's only guaranteed, it's... I will note, however, from what I've been told, this unit isn't coming back, because this is basically the type of banners we were talking about that are... oh my, is this another dud? Oh my god. Yikes, I mean, it makes sense, you know, I got a Rima on my second, pull, so, this is just my luck catching it back up to me. Oh, at least next one's guaranteed, and it's a 50% chance to be Owl. Oof. Do I want to? I'm trying to decide if I pull Owl in this. Do I want to stop though? You know what? Let's go for it. However, if I do pull Owl, I might stop. Which is pretty sure. You know what? I'll tack this on to the end of freaking my analysis video, if this is Owl. If this is Owl, I'll tack this on to the end. What's it going to be? You know, show me my SSRs, alright? There have blood on it. Blood. Come on, I want some blood on that folder. Oh my god, please. Please. Come on. The anticipation is killing me. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on going. It's a 50% chance. Come on. We're done. This is all I'm gonna get, because I want to save my Kaku for future banners to come, and at the very least, I'm gonna plan to use my stimulants on them. So I'm happy. Hello, welcome to the end of the video. While you're here, why not check the 2 videos here right in front of you, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter, link down in the description below, for all future updates. Goodbye!